And I'm gonna pull it down like that. Wow. Got that. That one cracked. So we have Luna here today, and Luna is approximately 3 years old, but we don't know for sure because you started fostering her really like 6-7 months ago, right?
In March, end of March.
In March,
Yeah.
okay. And then what happened? It was a foster fail where you wind up keeping it?
I mean, she was left at a groomer's, so they never came back for her.
That's so crazy.
And so
what a lovely dog
adopted her.
too, right?
Yeah.
She's so beautiful.
So we actually took a DNA test.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
So she's a Husky mix with Malamute. She's also got a little bit of Samoy and Shepherd.
Samoy, Shepherd, Husky, Malamute.
Yes.
And all together, what a gorgeous dog.
Thank you.
And her name is Luna, and your name is Chi.
Yes.
One of the things that changed was her walking gait really started to change.
Yeah.
And it's escalated too, right?
Yes.
It got worse. And you went to the vet, and the vet checked the spine, suggested an MRI perhaps, but you didn't do that yet.
Not yet. She's on
And did you do the x-ray?
We did x-rays of her paws because that's where we thought the issues were. We thought it was an injury, and so that's why we have images of all of her limbs.
Okay.
And there were no fractures, and so they chopped it up to a soft tissue injury.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so they talked about soft tissue, they talked about maybe IVDD.
Yep.
And IVD is intervertebral disc disease. This would be young for a dog to have IVD, but it's possible, and we do see it, just not as prevalent as dogs that are, let's say, 8 years and above. But as you can see in some of the clip that we showed, Luna has this really weird gait. To me, more and more, since we've been chatting for like 20 minutes, and then me finally seeing her up and walking, it really does look like Wobbler syndrome to me.
Yeah.
And Wobblers usually comes from more of the neck, and as opposed to the lower back. Wobblers will eventually affect the lower half, but very often it starts in the front with this kind of wobble gait. I've even seen it described as a two-engine syndrome, where the front part of the body looks like it's at a different speed than the back end. And they call that a double engine type of walking. It can come from a lot of different things. In the younger dog, which is like 1 to 4, it's more osseous related or bone related. And then from like 5 to 8 or 5 to 10, if the dog gets the diagnosis, it's often disc related. It can go either way, and it can happen from different type of compression in the neck or the spine at some point that would affect the limbs. It can happen from all different things. But the Wobbler syndrome is a tough one to deal with. You know, I work a lot with horses, and the horses get something called string halt. But string halt doesn't do the front of the horse as much as the back end. It's a back end, or the back legs do this really big hitched gait. So the horse will go like, but you see this kind of awkward thing. And with the dogs, it's like this weird front end thing. And sometimes the front end is faster or slower than the back end, and it wobbles. So you see this wobbling gait that feels unstable. Sometimes the dog will have pain. Sometimes at this age, they don't exhibit pain yet. Okay. Do you ever find a place where you pet her, she winces or cries?
No, we have never been able to elicit a pain response.
Yeah.
Never yelped.
Okay, which is good. We don't want our dogs to be in pain. And I can't give you that Wobbler's diagnosis just from my experience of working with hundreds and hundreds of dogs. It really feels like that might turn out to be the diagnosis when it becomes really evident and definitive. Right now, it's in the early development of what's going on. I think this is a good case for me today because with, let's say it is Wobblers. Wobblers puts a lot of pressure and compression on the spine and the neck and the discs and the bony joints. And I can give you a nice treatment today to alleviate some of that pressure. You might see a difference in the walking, you might not. But either way, it's good to put the spine at ease as much as we can. And it's kind of a common thing with dogs. Dogs do get that quite a bit, especially the bigger dogs like the Great Dane. I don't want to say the mascot, but the face of that thing, the Great Dane. And some of the bigger dogs can get that. A Rottweiler could get it. The big dogs do. Now, she's a little big dog because she's small for her heritage.
Yes.
Like this would be a small example of a Husky or a...
Yes.
But she's still, we clearly see those lineage there for sure. Yep. All right, so let's do this. Do you think she's likely to be up here, or should I just work with her on the floor?
She's very cooperative.
And you can see those slapping feet. Let me show you this before we start.
Yep.
This is a tapping instrument that's very gentle. So if I do this, I don't want you to get scared.
Okay. Yep.
And here's another instrument. Let me do your palm. But it can adjust the bones gently and push them in. You know, Luna's a young dog and we don't want to overdo anything, so we're going to do just the right amount. So one of the things with, let's say it is a Wobbler's, we definitely want to look at the neck because the neck can be a source of compression that knocks out the front legs. And so I want to feel the neck. And Luna, can we work with you today? I always like to ask consent. Can I work with you? What do you think? Ask your mom. Is it okay if we start?
I consent.
I consent. I just heard that. Someone said that. Could have been G, but it could have been Luna. All right, so I'm up at the upper cervical. She pulls away at the C1 a lot, so it makes me curious about C1. And I'm even above C1 at the base of the occiput. And I feel the left side specifically is really tight. On a horse, we call that the pole. Right here, right? You feel that, Luna? So I'm at the base of the skull, just above the atlas, which is the first bone, and it's super tight, and she's wiggling away from it. The right side doesn't feel so tender or sensitive, and that area would put compression, so it's interesting to see this be tight here. Let me just leave that for a minute and come down this cervical spine and feel other areas. I'm also going to stretch away, so I'm going to hold a rib cage and distract or pull the neck long. I can do this with a chicken and get their neck to crack, but you're not a chicken, Luna, so don't worry. I'm not going to treat you like a chicken. But I do this move where I pull like this on a chicken, and I can get the top bone to crack. But it's not going to crack on this way, but I'm just pulling to decompress. Good. So I went like this, basically, and stretched up. Okay, so now I'm going to keep working on this top bone, and I'm going to pull it down like that. And I just snap the transverse process on the left side down, getting a little more space. So I want space to be equal on both sides between the transverse process, base of the skull, and I also feel the angle of the ramus of the mandible, which is right here, the ramus. And I'm going to also come in here and adjust and get a little release. Wow, that was good. Did you hear that? It moved a little bit.
Oh, I did.
Oh, hi, are you okay? Just adjusted your atlas. I'm just going to keep working. Now I'm going to check that lower left C5. Ooh, did you hear that crack already? Do a little percussive at the posterior atlas, posterior arch of atlas. And we're going to come down and do every cervical, C2, C3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is tight, T1. And now we're into the withers at T3. It's very hard to get between the vertebra. Between the scapula. This scapula on the sides here, so there's very small gap to get on the spinuses, but I can do that by hand. And I'm just checking each area. And this is where she humps up. You can see that, right? Is that the point? That's
yes.
What you were telling me before. Right there. That's the bad one. So that one's bad. So that is probably where there's some IVDD. That one cracked. Okay, now we're on the hip. The knees are in. Good. There, that went. A little crack. Let's check this. This knee is good. This foot is good. Good. I'm going to bring the leg into extension. Ooh, good. Good. Now hold the chest if you can, so because I'm going to pick up the back end, and I'm going to just pick up the legs like this. And the left leg is really short. So when I bring the legs up, one leg is like really short compared to the other, and that because the leg's pulled up. Okay. Do me a favor and pull her head. You're going to hold her the same way, but drag her head to the window and then drag her head this way while her legs are in the air, okay? So you're going to go back this way. Okay, now pull the head to the left. Okay, the right's good. That shortened it. And let me see, that made it worse. Okay, so left is worse, right is better. So when I have her laterally flex to the left, the leg goes way short on the left. When I go to the right, they evened out. Okay. Good. All right, so I found some cervical compression here. Let me do a little bit. Atlas again. That time it was lateral atlas. Let's try one more time. So she's going to go your way. Hold the chest a little bit. I'm going to bring the legs up. Good, they're even now. More even. Pull the head to that side. Yeah, still draws. Okay, there's more to do. Atlas. Let's do a little bit more on this side. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's try it again. And you give just enough weight so that she doesn't collapse when I bring her up. Okay, that's even now. The feet are even. Can you see that? Okay, now turn the head to left. She doesn't like being pulled. Let the legs relax. Just the head, not the body. Okay, that's much better. Okay, we're going to put her on the ground next. Let me lower the table so it's a gentle transition, and then you're going to leave her alone and let her shake if she wants to, okay? There's her shake. Okay. And let's see how she does. You know, I gave her a head-to-toe adjustment and checked her back legs. Actually, I want to look. We have one thing left to do. I haven't checked her shoulders and elbows. I'm going to bring this leg up. Okay. Yeah, these are fine. There's nothing physically wrong with the anatomy of the legs. Yeah. They're fine. So the front legs are physically moving well,
right?
Which even indicates more than ever it's probably is Wobbler. Meaning it's not coming from a bad elbow or a bad paw. It's coming from the cervical spine, most likely, which comes down to the legs and makes them dysfunction.
Okay.
All right, let's bring her down. She might shake one more time, and that's good. And she can go on the ground, but give her a chance to shake out again if she wants to. There's her shake. Good. And that's just a little reset the dogs will do. She's all excited from the stimulus, and she might sleep a lot today. Okay. So it's up to you, but I would maybe bring her back in a month.
Okay.
And see how she does. And then also if you find out for sure, you know, if she ever gets a big diagnosis, you know, 4 times a year could be good for a dog like this. And she's young, and just keep her, you know, as well as possible and as mobile and agile, and keep the IVDD at bay and not let that progress, slow that down quite a bit. I did find a really bad spot at the thoracolumbar junction right here where the thoracic meets the lumbars, and that's the most prevalent place for quadrupeds to get the IVDD. I found a lot in the neck, and the reason why I was doing that was if there's torque on the neck, as you laterally flex it to one side, it'll make the legs, let's say these are my legs, the leg was shorter on the left, and as you turn to the right, they evened out. As you turn the head to the left, it got worse again. And then after working on it, it was much closer to even. And we had to do a few rounds of it, but that just shows there's a lot of torque and compression in the neck that I was trying to work on. I know it looks weird, but if you ever felt it on your human body, if you were in my office, I could demonstrate it on you and you go, wow, that is strange. When I turn that way, everything goes weak. It's a type of like almost a muscle testing that you can do. Thanks everybody, thanks for watching. Leave Luna a comment, she's really a lovely dog. And if you have any more questions or anything, leave them in the comments, maybe it's something I can help with, okay? Thank you.